dispose of a body. He didn't help his son evade capture. He didn't lie to try to throw off an investigation. He did nothing wrong.
James's defense argues he had no hand in what happened to Young and did everything right when his son sat he and his wife down at their kitchen table and told them what he did.
After he discloses that to them, Jim, Mr. Chance, former police officer, Jared's dad, looks at him and says, you know what? We've got to deal with this, and you've got to face the consequences of what you've done. So he gets his family, he takes Barbara, he gets Conrad, he gets Jared, they get in the car, and they go to the police department.
It's that visit to the police department that the prosecution points to as reason to believe James knew more than he was letting on.
Lieutenant Merrill asked Jared, hey, when's the last time you saw Ashley? Jared lies, saw her Friday, and it's at that point that the defendant jumps into the conversation and prevents any more questioning of Jared. Jared leaves. The defendant admits to Sergeant Purley that he knew he would be accused of aiding and abetting Jared because of what the defendant was doing. He uses the wrong terminology, aiding and abetting versus accessory, but he admitted to Sergeant Purley that he knew that was coming.
The prosecution also argues James helped his son tamper with evidence, moving boxes with some of Ashley's remains into his car, among other incriminating items, including the saw that was later found at James and Barbara's home.
The reciprocating saw is loaded up into the Honda. Saw blades are loaded up. Blue latex gloves are loaded up.
Now, some of Ashley's remains have never been found, and her family is still hoping Jared or his parents will give them those answers. Jurors were earlier hearing from several forensic experts and police officers involved in the case. If convicted, James could spend life in prison. Live in the newsroom, Autran, Fox 17 News.
Arnacha, thank you for that. A person of interest. Meanwhile, the shooting death of a man in front of a Muskegon home has been taken into custody. The 21-year-old victim has been identified as DeMonte Neal. He was found with a gunshot wound in the back yesterday afternoon outside of a home on Orchard Avenue between Scott and Kenneth Streets. Pronounced dead at the scene. Later in the evening, Muskegon police took a 21-year-old man into custody as a person of interest. The investigation, we're told, is still ongoing, and no suspect has been formally arraigned yet. Meanwhile, Silent Observer now offering up to $2,500 as a reward for information leading to the arrest of the person who shot and killed a man outside of a Grand Rapids liquor store, which marks the city's first homicide of the year. Tony Stewart shot on the 3rd of January outside of Miss Tracy's liquor store on Franklin Street. He died Sunday in the hospital. Investigators still working to determine a motive for that shooting.
Police say multiple people were caught stealing from vehicles in Kalamazoo overnight. Police were called to apartments off of Kickapoo Court just after midnight. When they arrived, those suspects ran off. We're told they're all minors. 2 are being held at a juvenile home while the others were released to their families. Police say one is believed to have stolen a vehicle earlier that night as well. Officers did find stolen items and are trying to locate the victims. If you believe you're one of them, you're asked to call KDPS. Officials in Barry County need your help after an armed robbery. Take a look. We have a photo of the suspect and also his vehicle. It happened yesterday around 2:30 at Little's Country Store on Thornapple Lake Road. We're told the vehicle possibly has tint on the bottom and the top of the windshield, so only a thin portion at eye level is clear. There's also chrome trim on the back window. If you know anything about this case, you're asked to call police. A new dog ordinance in St. Joseph County is now under consideration.
Yeah, still to come this evening, we're hearing from a local dog owner on why she doesn't approve of the proposal.
Here's a live shot from the new Civic Center in downtown Holland. You can see that flag is really flying. The winds are going to stay up tonight. There's going to be more beach and bluff and dune erosion at the immediate lakeshore, and even some lake effect snow showers. We'll talk forecast details coming up next. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a Tuesday. Quiet conditions out there right now for the most part across the area. A few snow showers are going to be possible tonight, the lake effect variety. And if you're thinking about, hey, don't you need cold air for that? You do indeed. There's cold air that's briefly punching in, and that's the second headline. Briefly colder, not only tonight, but also through tomorrow, with highs probably only stuck in the 20s, and then 40-degree temperatures or better, with wind and some rain coming in here for the later portions of Thursday. We do have a lakeshore flood advisory again for you folks at the immediate lakeshore through 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Waves are going to be stacking, or winds will be stacking waves up to about 6 to 10 feet overnight into tomorrow, which means more beach, dune, and bluff erosion. And that is something, of course, we don't need with the high lake levels and the winds here. We got a few flakes and flurries and even some drizzle or some light rain showers out there. That's what's going on right now along and west of US 131. We have a minus, for all intensive purposes, call it an Arctic cold front that's kind of slicing on through the area. That may spawn some precipitation this evening, but I think it's going to spawn with the colder air some lake effect snow showers overnight. More on that in just a minute. Here's your wind speeds and gusts right now. Westerly winds sustained at 23 miles per hour in Muskegon, gusting to 33 there. Let's jump ahead and look at the forecast model. By tomorrow morning, we're going to see windy conditions all night and even into tomorrow morning. This is actually at 9 p.m. Still somewhat breezy to almost windy conditions. We go through the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. We have 15 to 25 mile per hour winds tomorrow morning coming in out of the north and west. As we go through the day, you can see this will have a tendency to kind of relax a little bit, not so much at noon. They'll still be strong at noon, but watch, by the time we go into the dinner hour, about another 24 hours from now, they'll start to come down at only about 5 to 10 miles per hour. But through this evening, through the overnight hours, and through most of tomorrow, somewhat breezy to windy conditions. Our current temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s out there. We pull out to a wider perspective. Look at the colder air out here. The big goose egg up there in Grand Forks and International Falls. That colder air is coming in here. It'll pick up a little moisture off Lake Michigan, and we likely see some lake effect snow showers overnight, especially if you live along and west of US 131. But all the ingredients are not in place for a heavy snow. I think we're only talking probably about an inch, maybe an inch and a half in those areas overnight and into tomorrow morning. But as the temperatures are falling and the Arctic air comes in, be very careful for some slippery spots on your Wednesday morning commute. It's not about a lot of snow. Again, it's about the colder air and the salt maybe not working quite as well, especially the on-ramps, the off-ramps, and the secondary roadways. You can see there's nothing really out there right now, but the colder air is not in place yet. So overnight, we'll see skies turn mostly cloudy again. Some snow showers are likely, lake effect varieties, especially along and west of US 131. Lows eventually down to about 18 degrees, and with a strong west-northwest wind at about 15 to 25 miles per hour. It's going to be cold for the kids at the bus stop tomorrow morning. Make sure to bundle it up. If you look at the weather map, here's what it looks like. There's the Arctic cold front, windy conditions in play through the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. You can see the lake effect snow showers situated from a west-northwest flow. And that goes right into tomorrow morning. Again, maybe about an inch, inch and a half along and west of US 131. High pressure builds in by the afternoon. It will shut that down. Probably we'll see some sunshine by tomorrow afternoon. And here comes the next system. Winds are going to ramp up late Wednesday night into Thursday. The first part of Thursday looks dry, but look at this. Maybe see some rain and snow showers. It looks like more of a rain event for us. How much rain are we talking about from that system? Let's pick this up at 6 a.m. on